Welcome back to the Compact Park build, where we finish Lagoon and we're going to immediately do Aviary, just get them both done at the same time, out of the way, while this expedition runs. So, a little bit of revising on the exhibit plans. We currently have this Microceratops Lystrosaurus exhibit, right? This was originally planned to also be Dinokairos, but Dinokairos and Gigantoraptor can safely live together in my testing and sandbox. So it's probably better that we just do that exhibit. So Microceratops with Gigantoraptor and Dinokairos will be the way to go. Which means the Lystrosaurus don't really have a home. So we need to think about if we just cut these fellows all together or what. Now, there is one other thing to consider, which is just the joint combination of Dinokairos and Lystrosaurus and Microceratops, which is not awful by itself. Looking at my notes, yeah, like 6 micros plus 5 listros is like a 0.16 enclosure rating. That's total appeal divided by area, which is not the worst. If we could find a good friend to go with them, we could improve that. But the best I was able to find was a 0.18 if we do like Nodosaurus plus Centau Micro and Listro. So not amazing. So I think it makes more sense to cut the Listro than it does to like keep some form of this exhibit intact. So that's at least currently the plan. We'll see how that pans out. There's still plenty of time for us to uncover something else that is better. All right, some Ichthyosaurus. We'll do that on maybe the main geneticist. And that is everything for Ichthy in one go, huh? Okay. I mean, at least it's a single dig. That's pretty good. Sticks, and let's actually look at this. So the other aquatics are Sticks, which is here, and Archelon, which is here. So we need to research both of those. For our pterosaurs, Geolopterus, Quetzalcoatlus, and Barbarodactylus. So the only one that isn't a top tier is Geolopterus. Might as well start on that. That's over here. Yep, there it is. Alright, then we'll put you on a break. Okay, I'm going to pause for a little bit and figure out exactly what I want to do with the aviary and lagoon locations. Alright, with our geneticist, let's work on our Archelon. Well, we also plan this stuff out. I actually haven't planned it out completely. I was just looking at making sure I knew what my other exhibits were all going to be first. Alright, this is what I've done for our compact enclosure. %87 on the Ichthyes, so we get the rest of that run. We can start with them. And then on to the Geols. Just add a storm, nothing too substantial. We need power. That's another thing we've got to work on. Currently with this arrangement, we're exactly capped out. Then that just shut off. What changed to make that lose power? Oh, something that was being repaired. Yeah, that's what it was. Uh-huh. We'll just let the tower be unpowered for now. That's not the worst. So yeah, I guess when we get this guy back, we should do power upgrades first, then synth Ichthy afterwards. So we'll do that. Alright, we get Ichthyes from the combination of taking photos and finishing up our contract and everything. So random. But these guys are good. Shouldn't have a care about tolerant, intolerant, but maybe we make it a little less likely to show up. Let's just get rid of it altogether. Okay. So 12, if I want to do it like that. I think we will do 12, so we do have to wait for the research to be done. So I think we will. In which case, we probably have enough fossils to do instead. Yes. Then we'll push her over her limit on her meters there. Hey, Professor Rugops. How's it going? So, at some point I need to restructure this, but I do want, like, large power, large hotels before we do, like, a full rebuild of this. So I think we just keep letting this go, essentially, to, like, after 3 stars, probably. I guess we can see what this is. Australovenator. I doubt that is relevant. Monopyro, Austro. Presumably this just connects to, like, nothing at all. Yeah, okay, we're never doing that. Dinocaris and Gigantoraptor cohab works. They don't seem to hurt each other at all, that I could see. So it should be... We should be able to get a good exhibit if we do Dino plus Gigantoraptor with some Microceratus. That was the best thing I could find using the calcs for a combined Dinocaris Gigantoraptor exhibit. There's not really like a perfect animal to pair with them because they're not really perfect for each other either. And that's kind of the problem. But it's still like a very optimal exhibit overall. Okay, I think we should be able to hopefully turn all this back on, yeah. Okay, let's get our ichthyosaurs. We'll send both these people on break afterwards. And then maybe go do the rest of the Geolopterus at the same time. And then if we run out of money, I'll just go take more pictures because they were pretty lucrative. Okay, I think, yeah, let's just let this run. So yeah, 4 ichthyosaurs, no alpha. We'll take them all, though. We'll need more than this anyway. We need 9 welfare. That's the bigger problem. So we'll have to wait for this person to come back. Then we can still process fossils on this one. Okay, we've got the ichthyosyn thing. There's our last fossil. I think we'll wait, since we're busy anyway. Let's go find a load of Archelon, I guess. I don't remember where he is exactly. There he is. He's at the Elasmo dig site. That's not really what I want to see. Oh well. I guess I could have used that geneticist to synth a batch of ichthyes as well. Whatever. Alright, first 4 ichthyes. There they are. Not gonna go through check them all. Not really worth the effort. We've seen ichthyes plenty of times. Didn't need to modify. These are still good to go. 9, 3. Yeah, just do it. Coprolites and arthropods. Now, if I go out on an expedition, I'm dragging along my welfare specialist, and then I cannot hatch, and that is suboptimal. Perhaps I should just consider investing, but I don't have points. I think we just hold off, I guess. We could, Alright, is Gigantoraptor's here. We should do Gigantoraptor's research, probably. It's not too buried. And then Dinocairus is 4 stars, 3B. Okay. Down is pretty late, actually. Makes sense, but it's one of like the few research nodes that's like really hard locked to specifically late game with the 4-star requirement. All right, perfect alpha, social humble, small appetite. Don't want the aggressive, so that is another 6 to go with our 3 or our 4, so 10. The base plan here for these is 9, but that's 9 without humble social being taken into account, so 10 is probably, like we probably need even more than 10, I would imagine. So for now, we'll get these extra ones out. Well, maybe we'll have to test the lagoons as well. If we could fit a 4th species into the lagoon, it's suddenly a lot better as well. That might be something we investigate later, since we won't really unlock all those animals right away anyway. Okay, so... yeah, let's do the fossils. Alright, we need Oviraptor. We never hatched this guy last time, even though the genes were done. Because we were figuring out what to do with him. He goes in a Therizinosaurus exhibit, and he is happy there. Theory will not harm him, despite what Paleo GG would lead you to believe. So this is definitely a case of where Paleo GG is a bit mistaken. And you are fully modded already. Sure. Okay, and the other Ichthy eggs are just about done. Do I think Superman would go to Jurassic World? I don't know. I suppose he could. He could just fly over there. So these guys should have space to spare. Yep. So we could fit in a few more. Let's get the Ovies first. Alright, so Oviraptor, the calculations show that I didn't do calculations, I think. This is correct. Oviraptor works, so there was not much to consider otherwise. So I think we just take these guys, and then worry about it later. When the theory actually is in there, we just do it ourselves instead of figuring out what the numbers is supposed to be. Would Jurassic World have been fine if Superman was there? I mean, probably by definition, right? He could have just fought the Indoraptor, so job done. All right, let's reset these guys. So I don't know how many we need for the last wave, so probably I err on the side of extra, and then just sell them off. So we hatch like 4 more, maybe? It's probably the way to do it. And then Archelon as well. We only got 3 anyway, so we just hatch these 3 and see if that works. And then we'll rest afterwards. Alright, here's our little guys coming in. Forest and ground leaf. And they got their meat feeder, they got some water. Everything a grown boy needs. No, most of them still gotta get airlifted over there, so. Delivery has been completed. Alright, 3 more ichthys. Processing fossils as well. Yeah, we got some good looking ovies. We'll check them out again. They're worth looking at. Just do that. We just gotta let them all get in there.
Transportation complete.
Okay, 13 is still, like, plenty good. I actually underestimated probably how many we could add. Alright, well now we gotta deal with this. Immediately getting foggy. Did I just open one? Wait, I have more than one shelter, do I not? Do I really only needed the one shelter? I guess I only needed the one shelter until this moment. Oh, that's perfect. Open all shelters. Okay. Yeah, just 2. That's a fence gap, I think. Yep. Do we have a Jeep nearby? One over here. But that is also broken. Okay, but the aviary is unoccupied, so who gives a shit? That's just a clever distraction for the game to think it's damaging my success chance. Okay, nothing escaped through into the middle enclosure. Piece of cake. Okay, do we need a bathroom? No. Alright, Oviraptors. Number 1. Number 1 was Limpopo Pulcrana. Number 2, Death Valley Lethal Baits. It's a good looking chicken. Quillian Lethal Baits. Svalbard Rana. A little Halloween going on here. Champlain Lethal Baits. Amazon Pulcrana. Hey, the Geolopteruses could, you know, poop on the guests. That would make them very upset. Quillian Rana, also pretty good. Yeah, good set of chickens. And they are completely happy. We'll cut down the exhibit when we have Theory, and not until then. That's worth processing. Okay, here's a thought. I have a thought. Do platforms affect your available space in a lagoon? Because I actually don't know if that is true. Because we will need a rock platform for the Archelon, which are here. Too close, too close, too close. Yeah, putting this in sooner rather than later is probably a good idea. I didn't really consider the fact that this would have a hitbox. I think I missed my opportunity to get one there that's not, like, in the far corner. Okay, that'll have to do. You would be excited by pterosaur poop? Hey, whatever, man. Have fun. Enjoy your trip to Jurassic World in the splash zone. Alright, well, let's let this last scientist get back and then dispatch new jobs. Alright, so... step 1, Archelon. Step 2, Geolopterus. No, step 1, Geolopterus. Get those guys out. Synthesizing, little friend, the superior franchise in Neurognathid now. Now that he technically has competition, but he really doesn't have competition because nothing beats this guy. Yeah, viewing dome in the middle too is accurate. Not looking forward to doing the research on that, but you know, at some point we will have to. Four of these guys, we're having like 10 of these, I think. No, more than that. I think like 14 of these. Without the genes being taken into account, it is 10 barb to 1 Ketz to 23 Geolopterus. So we're going to have like 30 of these guys in here. The aviary is by far the best exhibit in terms of appeal density. Like, it's not even close in terms of like anything else. I could just send the second batch right away. Sure, yeah, let's do the second batch and then let's go try to finish Archelon. But then I think after we get Archelon out, we're back to finishing up some research tasks, get large hotels, large amenities, large power if we can. I don't remember when that is. And we'll need some sort of visibility here, which we're just gonna chuck in another platform. Oh, that's technically kind of good. I don't know if I put that at an angle. I'm not sure I can connect the path. I'm not sure I can connect the path now, but no, I can. Okay, sure. Welcome to the randomly orientated tower section of the park. Oh, do I have to do insect feeder research? I do, right? Yeah, if J-Hole doesn't make it in, I'm sure somebody... Oh, it's super easy and cheap anyway. I'm sure somebody will mod it to be Geolopterus. Actually, there'll probably be a lot of... like, as soon as modding for 3 gets started, there'll probably be a lot of replacement mods to bring back old animals. Just because it'll probably be easy to do. It's the same engine. So it should be pretty easy to just rip in the models and rigs for the unreleased animals, overwrite the male and the female to be the same, and maybe ignore the baby, who knows. Okay, I couldn't remember, like, I don't know the last time we've actually had a Geo. I couldn't remember if this just sat on the land, but yeah, it does. Go, my children, fly! What a fantastic little guy. Open space and sand. Well, that's just the same thing. All right, maximum speed. Let's take one of these. These are still relevant. Bigger population would be some Seggies, I suppose. I don't really want more Seggies, but
more dinosaurs, more ways for things.
We'll check out the Geals later during like daylight. Another Halloween one. I didn't do like the same thing on everybody, did I? Limpopo Calco, Limpopo Pulcrana, Champlain Rana. No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, it is kind of like the people aren't like super invested in Neurognathidus as an animal, not like they were with the Baryonyx, but it's almost echoes of the Baryonyx situation in Fallen Kingdom, where there's like a tangential not canon really design that people really like, for that type of animal, and then they put a similar thing into a film and it looks completely different and nowhere near as good. So the website baryonyx during the Jurassic World era to the Fallen Kingdom Croc baryonyx, and then JWE2 Geolopterus to the Rebirth Anorognathus is kind of similar. How many do we need? Just 2. Now I can't see the button. Hey Ghost, how's it going? We'll take social humble, social. Wait, there's a 3. There's a 3 for there. I mean, nocturnals, whatever. We'll just let this person do it for maximum quickness. Yeah, I remember the JWA Proceratosaurus. The thing with Proceratosaurus and JWA is it kind of just felt out of place. A little bit, like, because it was out maybe at the release of JWA? And we didn't have Herrerasaurus or Metriacanthosaurus, so it's like, why do we have Proceratosaurus? Why did this guy make it? Just kind of weird. Get in the group. Finish the contract. Okay, probably just want to close the gate.
We've still got a lot to do.
Now that we got the contract done, I'll just sedate these guys and move them, rather than wait for everybody to actually get through that gate, because it is very busy in that enclosure, and I don't want them constantly spilling out. Okay, Archelon to 81. Just a bunch of Elaz. Yeah, the situational penalty we're paying here by not using the Elaz is pretty poor. Yeah, Proceratosaurus wasn't the only feathered species, but it was like a weird inclusion in JWA because we didn't have the other brochure species, and it was like a classic JP dinosaur that was randomly feathered. But, like, there were plenty of other feathered animals, for sure, in JWA. Not disputing that. Archelon. But we can't. Can't do it because I sent the other person on the other job? Yeah? So, do we have any more vaccine research? We have, yes. I guess we'll knock this out. This is a little awkward, but whatever. Okay, amenity situation needs to be fixed, but we're still going to finish Archelons. Or, ooh, I unlocked Pteranodon? That sucks. That's shit. That was a star rating thing, I guess. This must have been 3.0 unlock. God damn it. We really should have done that sooner. Damn. Alright, let's look at our bat, owl, frog friends. We got number 1, Yukon Calcarana. Number 2, Limpopo Pilo. Number 3, Great Sandy Letho. Number 4, Quillian Calcarana. Having nowhere to perch, they all just lay down on the ground. It's kind of sad. It'll be really nice when these guys can all walk around, because boy, do they need the capability to walk. Limpopo Poolcrana. This one had the common decency to lay in the sand, at least, so we could see them. Champlain Rana. Going to the bug feeder. Svalbard Papurana. And a Gambia Poolcrana. I think 9 was all we had. I lost him completely, even though I'm connected to him. There he is. Yeah. Still weird that that was the only insect feeder animal in the whole game. You know what? I wonder, do we think the insect feeder will be base game in 3 so they can build more DLC off of it? Because the problem with the insect feeder in 2 is it's connected to a DLC pack. So, like, how do they... Like, that was always the explanation for why it never came back, was like, how do you put it in multiple DLC packs? How does that work? Which, it, like, that shouldn't be an issue in my mind, but whatever. Yeah, climbing the trunks of trees would be really cool for the Neorgnathids. That'd be neat.
Of course, I'm interested in the value of paleontology. Before me, the science toiled.
Alright, hopefully we get this Archelon with minimal effort. There's still so much Archelon left. We're going to just end up clearing this whole goddamn dig site. 86% is all we're at. Like, that's bad. Yeah, we're going to finish Elasmo. And then get stuck digging up all the damn Pteranodon. Well, I'm going to keep doing it. Because I just like to get it out before I go through the effort of restructuring. Although maybe I should just go for it. While we wait... I mean, you're on extraction duty, so like I'm never really going to have a good window to synth while I'm digging up Archelon. Yeah, whatever. We'll just do what we're doing here. Turtles! Ooh, okay, we got some turtle. I mean to click that, actually. I do like turtle. Okay, turtle is actually completed. Elasmo's completed. Maybe we actually managed to squeak through without having to dig up every Pteranodon, and that is lovely. That makes me very happy. So, I think we do this. And then we do this. And then we synth. So let's synth, I think, more Geolopterus for now. Right, I had like a perfect alpha, right? Well, Social Humble's short-lived. Perfect enough. Yeah, they don't have like any infringing genes to mess the dominants up later, so we don't have to pay too much attention. Yeah, okay. They're all good. We gotta wait for the other stuff to get done, though. Okay. Get these guys on you. Let's look at Archelon. So, Archelon is actually the animal that has the highest, like, spatial demands of this planned lagoon trio of Ichthyostix Archelon. So, theoretically, we get the least amount of these. But not by much. So, it's, like... still a lot. Well, it's still not a lot, but it's still... I don't know what I'm saying anymore. There's still a few turtles. 50-50 is all we get, too. So this might be a case of where we need to put a little extra work into getting the alpha bred. Alright, sure. I'll piss them both off. I don't care. Alright. 3 turtles and a Social Humble alpha. Perfect. So 3 is what was planned for the lagoon. But Social Humble changes that. It's just a question of exactly how much. We can't currently hatch them, though, because we're a point away. So I could put a point into this person. I probably will do that. Sure. Let's just do it. Okay, so we'll get these guys out. Then we'll do, like, hotel research. And then I think we can... do basically the final form of the park. The other thing would be power, but large power station is buried under 3.5 stars, so we can't even do that right now anyway. Geolopteruses, let's get them out. Hello, squeaky little friends. Alright, they're still good to go. Very happy. They have more sand now, more than they'll ever need, of course. Still 2 minutes on our turtles. Alright, then, yes, 11 logistics. So, hotel should be 9? Yes. So, I'm going to try and do this park without a monorail, if that wasn't clear, so we're not researching this. I think, anyway, for a compact park, if you do need a little bit of transport rating, like a zip line probably covers you. Or a tour or something. I think we'll try to do it without any transport and see if it works out. But if we end up not being able to make it work, then yeah, we will do something different. 3 mil for the remote viewing galleries because we're not super expensive research. So the big thing is the 16 logistics. We do want remotes, but that's going to have to wait. They're so expensive. 16 logistics is hard to, like, justify. Is this a 4? This is 4 scientists. So we have 13. We could grab, like, a cheaper researcher, do it, and then fire them. Maybe. We'll think about it. Alright, Archelon. Turtle. I like the ichthy bombing in the back there. So we'll let these 3 chill for now. And then we'll see about adding a 4th. Maybe a 5th. Northern Lethobates. Yukon Lethobates. And a Solar Pilo. Maybe slow them down. I like the blue. Lethobate's not as fun. Never really liked the shade of green on most things. So, you know which one's my favorite, son. And they were happy? Yes. With a little bit of space, so like, probably at least fit 4, maybe 5. Not too shabby. Yeah, even some of the ones that are late game, like Dino Kairos, they're so good that you don't feel that bad. It's not like the Anki situation where it's just like, why am I investing so much time in this dog shit? You get a comparable reward for going through the effort to at least unlock them. Alright, while I build, we get Gigantoraptor unlocked. On you. And then... is there anything else to dig up currently? I think we have like everything kind of done. We have access to. Oh, we do have this. So yeah, we'll clear that space. And then 9 logistics. Which could do something. What thing could we still use? Large substation might make sense. I think this does make sense for the compact build. Let's do that. Okay, and then I'm going to work on a comprehensive rebuild of the amenities and hotels, and at the same time try to tighten up some of these little gaps a lot more. So we'll see how that works out. But I'm going to do that all off video in case I need to do some reloads and resets and shit just because I don't like how I built things. I don't want to waste money. Okay, I think our redesign is essentially complete. So we've tightened up a lot of it by getting the large amenities and large hotels in. And we've got kind of some weird little side branches, but like, you know, it works because it's puzzle pieced together pretty well. This, of course, is temporary. We'll redesign this corner when we get the viewing domes in. And over here, we'll redesign this little sector when we replace the small power with a large power. These we may not even need currently, so we're leaving them shuttered for now. And then over here, we can put 3 more large amenities if we need them. And the shelter's just kind of here as a stopgap. The shelter probably could have just went around the corner there and would have been fine. And then we'll move the fences like up to the pathways when we like finalize the exhibit sizes. So we'll squeeze everything in, kind of like you're, you know, vacuum sealing a vegetable or something. Like move this fence in slightly to get this extra territory in, and then we can move it back, you know, in this corner and tighten it up that way. And we'll make these little fine adjustments when like the final rosters are kind of in. For now, we got to deal with this storm before we figure out if the amenities are actually good. Which, of course, immediately begins with the aviary problems. Oh shit, is that fence? No, that's the gallery. Is this like... No, it was still repairing. Okay. I was going to say, did it get damaged again after I repaired it? Because that can happen. You can repair something early enough in a storm that it gets damaged again. Which sucks, but... Alright. Who's walking out the Thunderdome alive? Me or a Protoceratops? I don't know. Probably me, maybe. Like... Is it like a Thunderdome in the sense of Mad Max where there's like weapons in there? Because then I think I can kill a Protoceratops. If it's just me and the things in my pockets versus a Protoceratops, I probably lose. Maybe it's anybody's game. Maybe if it gets, you know, if it bites me, if it gets a good beaky grab, it can probably like dismember me. But if I like can keep out of its mouth, I can probably just kick it to death, maybe. I would not want a pet Spinosaurus because it would not be feasible. It's too big. Am I going to keep it in a bathtub and then flush it into the sewer? Be a sewer Spinosaurus? Not an option. So these are almost at capacity. But, yeah, no demand, so... Okay, nice. Revenue contract, great. So, yeah, I think we'll leave this alone. Restroom, 80%? I must have deleted a restroom at some... I never deleted a restroom. I'm pretty confident I never deleted a restroom. Okay, well, this spot, nothing else can go here except a restroom. So we'll start there. That actually could be like a capacity thing. Yeah, okay. It's literally just, it's not proximity, it's capacity. We just needed a bathroom fucking anywhere and it was good to go. Does this, okay, out of curiosity, is this bathroom, is this a viable, oh, it's a viable bathroom spot. Look at that. I could just put one in here for the future. Future proofing? Sure. Okay, what do we do with another scientist? So, we got mostly fossils processed. Pachyrhinosaurus. Let's unlock Pachyrhinosaurus. 9 and 3. What did we do before this? We were processing fossils, so we didn't unlock anything new, right? I don't think so. We did unlock Giganoraptor, right? But we never did anything. So we should have a dig for Giganoraptor. Which is it just this site? You're in Dabasu? That makes sense. Oops. Alright. There we go. Actually, let's leave this episode here. It's a good break point, you know, getting the rebuild done, sending out research and expedition. So we'll pick up here next time.